Hello, everyone. This is Reverend Ken Wilcox of the Center for Spiritual Living here in St. Augustine, Florida. So this past week, I've had to do something kind of often that I usually try to avoid, and that's drive on the interstate. Now, I was visiting a friend in the hospital in Jacksonville, which meant that I had to get on the interstate to get up there, about a 45-minute drive one way. And each time I got on the interstate, I'd make a promise to myself that I would just stay calm, collect, that I didn't have to get into the car race that the rest of the drivers were in. I'd just take my time. And it would be 5 minutes later, I would catch myself and my jaws would be locked, my shoulders tight, my fists clenched around the steering wheel doing 95 miles an hour. Now, what do? You just breathe, relax, remind yourself, no, I don't have to get into the race of all of it, and pull back into your equilibrium. And if you have to do that repeatedly, that's all right. At least you're catching yourself. At least you're reminding yourself there is a better way. Now, I was probably a third of the way up and my car alerted me that one of my tires was going flat. Fortunately, I happened to be an exit away from the tire dealership. So I pulled in. I got in there and quickly realized that this place, like many places right now in our nation, there were too few workers trying to help too many customers. And these guys were working as hard as they could work. When they'd finish up one job, they'd run to get another car from the parking lot and pull it into the bay. So I got there, explained what was happening. The guy told me they'd be happy to get to it, but it'd be 3 or 4 hours, at best, 3 or 4 hours. He really was hoping I'd leave it with them, but it just wasn't working out with my time frame. I needed to get that tire fixed that day. So I said, well, I'll just wait in the waiting room. And sure enough, I found a really comfortable chair with a table and an outlet for my computer. And I started writing my talk. I was a happy camper. It wasn't much later that another customer came in, and he was a very angry guy. I would call him angry retired guy if I had to label him, because he came in looking for a fight. He really did. He had a lot of anger and he wanted a target. And unfortunately, he picked these guys working at the tire store and he unloaded on him because there was, frankly, some stuff to be angry about. But it wasn't a situation of their choosing. They weren't responsible for hiring or having enough people there. That's a corporate decision. They were just catching the blunt of the anger, and boy, he unloaded. When he was done, he happened to sit down beside me, and he wanted to do what all angry people want to do. He wanted to share his anger. And I didn't try to convince him otherwise. He was quite he had justification for his anger. So it wasn't up to me to try to persuade him in a different direction. But his anger triggered in me a realization that I had something to be grateful for. For one thing, I wasn't caught with a flat tire on the interstate during a Florida summer thunderstorm. And then two, I was visiting a friend in the hospital, and I'm sure my friend in the hospital would gladly switch places with me or angry guy rather than being in where he's at. So there's something to be grateful for almost anywhere we find ourselves. And when we're grateful for the good we have, it multiplies, allowing us to become a blessing, not just to ourselves, but to those around us, to make a difference in the world by our just being here. And this is what we've come to do. And we're empowered to do it. We're children of the Most High. There is a lamp that makes a path before us, and we are to be on the move, knowing who we are and whose we are, children of the Most High, here to make a difference in love, joy, and compassion. Spirit is counting on you, and you're up to the task. This is the truth in your life today. It's the truth in mine, and so it is.